Hello Internet, it is Brennan here. I'm here to talk about my favorite albums from the year 2010, so let's jump right in. My favorite album of 2010 is Aquarius by Haken. It's their first album. They're a great progressive metal band. It's my favorite Haken album actually. My favorite track is Celestial Elixir that closes the album. It's a 17-minute track and my favorite Haken song. My second favorite of 2010 is Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold. It's a great heavy metal album. Their first album not to feature the Rev on drums, as it was made after his passing. He wrote the drum parts though, and Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater fame played them. The Rev's vocals can still be heard on the haunting song Fiction that was released after his death. My third favorite album is Periphery's self-titled album, Periphery, their first album. They're another new great progressive metal band, so two albums in my top three here are debut albums from excellent new progressive metal bands, Haken and Periphery. Periphery is the band that really brought the djent sound to the forefront. It's the low palm muted staccato notes on the guitar. The album makes use of a lot of 7-string guitars and low tunings, unique syncopated rhythms, things like that. Let's jump to some honorable mentions now. Option Paralysis by the Dillinger Escape Plan, the Kings of Mathcore. They release an excellent follow-up to 2007's Ire Works. Ghost by the Devin Townsend Project. It's the softest Devin Townsend Project album. Very ambient progressive rock, often sounding like meditation music. My favorite track would be Feather. Another honorable mentions Illuminatio by Chiodos. It's an excellent post-hardcore album with metal, progressive, and symphonic influences. It's the only Chiodos album not to feature Craig Owens on vocals. It's also my favorite album by Chiodos. My favorite track would be Those Who Slay Together, Stay Together. And another pair of albums actually from The Ocean. They released two albums this year in 2010, Heliocentric and Anthropocentric. It's an amazing pair of albums. Progressive metal with post-metal and sludge metal sound. Great band. And what were my favorite albums at the time in 2010? I didn't know about Haken or Periphery or the Devin Townsend Project or The Ocean just yet. I learned about Periphery probably a year after their debut was released. So I learned about them in 2011 and was immediately blown away. The Devin Townsend Project I learned about maybe a few years after this. Same with The Ocean and Haken. So my favorites in 2010 were Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold, Option Paralysis by the Dillinger Escape Plan, and Illuminatio by Chiodos. Thanks for watching. Hope you heard some albums that you haven't heard of before and decide to go check them out. And let me know if you think that there's anything that I didn't mention that you think I would really like based on my taste. And we'll talk about 2011 next time.